President Trump announced that he will impose a 25% tariff on imported medium and heavy-duty trucks. Those tariffs were supposed to go into effect the first of the month, but the president announced this past week a new date of November 1st. The trucking industry is a backbone of the nation's economy, moving roughly 73% of all domestic freight. So here with more on the impact they've been seeing as the trade war drags on, we have the Vice President of Uniserv LLC, Jeremy Carolla. Jeremy, thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much for having me.
Of course. So can you tell us how much does the trucking industry depend on imported trucks to keep the goods moving in the country?
It really doesn't fully depend on it. There is about there's major brands that are produced outside of the country, but then there's also major brands that are produced domestically as well. Peterbilt, Kenworth, those will not be very impacted by these potential tariffs, but you do have others like International and Volvo that will be. Volvo has put a little bit domestic nowadays, but yeah, it's about a 70-30 split on that, but it's really what is going to be the impact on the USMCA and the truck parts itself is going to be a very interesting aspect.
Can you expand on that a little bit?
Well, it's assembly, when anybody knows cars or trucks, it's, what is built here and what is assembled here and what are we trying to do? I know one of the big ones that this was motivated by was that the first round of tariffs that came across in the early part of this year were actually unintentionally incentivized trucks to be produced in Mexico because of a workaround for components and assembly. So what this is doing is just trying to make sure that American manufacturers and American workers are the ones that are going to continue to be the ones building the trucks, that we are the backbone of it. Everything's good, but you have to get it there. So
can you kind of clarify, do you think that adding more tariffs would kind of affect the overall flow of goods?
No, it's definitely going to hurt the bottom line of some carriers. If you have already made an order, that's one of the things when you talk about the Truckload Carriers Association or the Trucking Carriers of America, they're trying to find out if it is going to impact already placed orders. What is that going to do? But there's been a very high lack of clarity from the administration right now on exactly what it's going to do. So I don't think it's going to impact the flow of freight, but it is going to, right now we've just lost, unfortunately, we lost another 500-plus truck carrier down in Alabama this past week. So bottom lines, margins are still very slim. So we're going to try and see, and hopefully everybody can work together as an industry and try and make the best we can.
Now, the freight recession is said to be over, but could new tariffs and cost pressures end up extending that freight recession?
Yes, I think it is. Right now, with prices going up, everybody's going to try and find the cheapest rate. It does cost money to move something, but everybody wants to move it as cheaply as possible because they're already taking these higher prices everywhere else. So I think it could, but we're seeing good signs of strength in the economy at the moment. So I think it's going well, and I think confidence and positivity is how we stay away from another freight recession.
Things are a little promising right now.
Yes, I think they're trending in the right direction.
I do want to switch over to holiday shopping. Now, of course, that's coming up, the rush. Do you think, what kinds of challenges does the trucking and transportation industry typically face during the holiday season?
Oh, just a bigger demand, and right now we're still dealing with the nationwide driver shortage. Depending on what study you report, we're about 1 million drivers short. And that has led to some unfortunate hiring practices for some companies. But at the end of the day, it's just going to be a lot more demand. You're going to need a lot more trucks on the roads, and hopefully all those trucks that we need for this year's aren't going to be impacted by this new tariff.
What's the reason behind the truck driver shortage?
You know what? Unfortunately, a lot of them aged out. The blue-collar trades kind of went out of vogue there for a little while, and that's what we are very happy to do at Uniserv and also at PI&I. And I know everywhere else around here is trying to incentivize and replace that old generation of drivers. The average driver age nationally skews about over 55 or more. We need to get the youth understanding that you have a great opportunity to make a living for yourself, for the people you care about, day in, day out. So I think we're working on it.
And, when it comes to steel and aluminum tariffs that are still in place, how has Uniserv been able to deal with those?
We're very fortunate. We are in the service sector. We do not buy and sell steel, so our customers are dealing with it. And what we've seen is that there's an inventory flux that happens where you can see, again, uncertainty is never fun for a customer, especially when they're buying, millions of dollars worth of steel. But we are seeing a very steady flow of inventory. I think we're staying very busy. We are just very fortunate for that, and we provide a quality service that people want, and we're going to keep striving to do that.
Perfect. All right, a lot of things to watch out for in the coming weeks and months and years.
Absolutely.
All right, Jeremy, thank you so much for joining me again.
Thank you very much. Go Browns.
All right, WFMJ Weekend Today. We'll be right back with more local news.